joy also, you know. So yeah, so next I'm gonna Mr. Joka from the Global Leadership Consultant. You see, global. So we've got a local guy that thinks global. So just introduce yourself to us, and just give us a little bit of insight about your business. How long has it been started? I only know you like for a few months now. You're also an author. Yeah. So, you know, I'm sitting here with big guys here. So a little bit about yourself, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for the opportunity. Good afternoon to everybody, and to the guests and the panelists that were speaking before us. My name is Luphumlo Joka, originally from Middleburg, Cape in the Karoo. I've been in Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha now for the past 10 years. And 6-7 years ago, just like my colleague, I also ventured into this risky, unbeknown world of entrepreneurship and started a company called Global Leadership Consultants. And really for me, it was out of the passion and the burden I felt initially for leaders, young leaders. And at that time, it was because of my exposure to the type of SRC leadership we had. And I felt that there was a huge disconnect between the leadership I was seeing and to what I believed to be true, selfless, innovative, transformative, disruptive leadership. So because of that, we started this company, and our first client, I remember vividly, we went and we hijacked a meeting. It was a meeting for something else. I came in, it was a house comm meeting, and we came in and I volunteered to do a free leadership training. And that was our first client. And we posted that on Facebook, and then the rest was history. So you know, our passion and our focus has always been leadership development. And because of that, I then authored a book called The Ultimate Leadership, that was endorsed by former Minister of Finance, Bantu Holomisa, and a few other key leaders in the country. And the book is just about the mindset and the approach that we need to have as young people towards leadership. And so what we do is we are a leadership development firm and an entrepreneurship or business development firm. We work with a variety of small businesses, and most of them are township businesses, people that want to start, people that have started. And our work varies from, you know, trainings, custom-made leadership interventions to business plans, you know, developing custom-made strategies, you know, to scale certain businesses, and of late to, you know, funding facilitation, you know, trying to see how can we link certain young businesses to the relevant funding institutions, and how can we help them, you know, to be ready, to be funding ready, and how can we in turn also raise capital for bigger projects. So in a nutshell, that's, you know, who I am and what we've been attempting to do for the past couple of years.
Okay, that's awesome. Tell me about what was your most challenging part of actually entering this sector, because it's difficult to start a business when you sell a product already, right? So what can you say was maybe some of the challenges, because now you need to sell a service, you know, you need to sell something that people can't see. So how did you overcome that, you know, by selling that or getting people to buy into your vision?
I think a lot of people really didn't understand. And I think to a certain extent, a lot of people still don't understand what we do, you know. So you talk to people, you talk about leadership. So for instance, we do leadership development for a whole lot of schools around the Eastern Cape. And you'd find that the approach that we have towards leadership development is a very shallow approach. It's a by the way thing. We're not intentional about leadership development. We're not intentional about self-development. So one of my greatest challenges, you know, amongst many was, you know, firstly, convincing people that you need leadership development. you know, that this is what this is, and this is how this can help you as an individual and as a company and as a school, as a growing organization. But also, you know, one of our other biggest challenges was that of credibility, because people want to be associated to something or to someone that has a track record, you know. And I think it's a big phenomenon for other South Africans as well, especially if you look at the job landscape. You know, they want you must have 20 years experience, you know, but you just graduated. Now they're looking for 20 years. So there's a huge disconnect there. So I always found myself in that place of, you know, having to prove myself and having to, you know, to work extra hard just to say, you know, we can also deliver. So, I mean, you know, one of the things that we had to do was to also write, you know, document our thoughts, do research. That's one of the reasons we wrote a book, because we felt that we need to document our views. We need to, you know, have our own things that are published so that we can build our credibility, if that makes any sense. So I think those are the two most, you know, recent challenges that we've had.
Okay. If I should ask you, what is, in your opinion, two of the most pertinent things that a person that wants to go into entrepreneurship, or that is an entrepreneur, or should possess, or should strive to possess? What in your idea would that be, in your mind, maybe?
Wow. The two most things that a person that wants to be an entrepreneur should possess.
That is normally what you do when you don't know the answer, so you repeat the question.
I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking. I must think.
I normally do that when I used to write exams. So yeah, okay.
So
I fully understand.
The first thing I would say is the ability to endure. They're having a thick skin. I think people, you know, I was just reflecting when I was sitting there and listening to Prof. Yeah, people are generally selfish. Some people are generally selfish, even in the landscape of entrepreneurship. They're selfish with the information they have. So if they discover that there's 10 million there that's available for all of us, they'll only tell 2 people that they know, and then they won't tell anyone. So, so I think having a thick skin and having a mindset that is, you know, resistant in a way to failure, if that makes any sense. Being accustomed to failure and, you know, having that ability to just go on and on and on, because entrepreneurship is really about waking up every day and hustling and hustling and hustling and knocking on doors, getting more clients, you know. So I think, one, that ability to just have a thick skin. The second thing I would say is a skill. I think we have valued the importance of having a skill. A lot of people would say you need funding to start a business. I would disagree and say you need a skill. So what can you do? You know, don't talk about I don't have money. What do you have? You've got a skill. You've got something. If you can fix a car, that's a skill. If you can, you know, if you've got, you know, so if you've got a skill and you've got that ability, for me, you know, out of the top of my head, I think you'll be on your way to taking the first right steps.
Okay, that's good. So from the two, to sum it up, there's 3 key things that came out. It's self-development, it's resilience,
yeah,
and obviously the skill. So basically, what is in your hands? What have you? What can you bring to the party?
Yes.
Okay. So where to from here?
Where to from here? I think we're now working on our second book. We're working on our second book on leadership that should be out soon. We are working on just sort of growing and, you know, enlarging our territory, so to say. So we will be opening something in East London soon. So I think for us, it's about providing the value that we have now. We don't know what the future holds, and just seeing where the future will take us. I think we've been fortunate enough to have done some work with some great people in the country, you know, like your Vusi Tembekwayas, your DJ Spoos, Musi Maimane. So for us now, it's about how can we, you know, build a more credible, better brand? How can we improve ourselves so that we improve the value that we add to our clients? So we don't know what the future holds, but it's definitely, we want to enlarge and enlarge the vision and reach more people.
Okay, then just to, there's obviously it's live and it's on Facebook. If people want to get hold of you, where do they reach you?
If people want to get hold of us, we've got a free platform that we've been building for some time called the Startup Academy, where entrepreneurs can go and register and check out some of the courses that we've got there, you know. Email address, joka@globalleadership.co.za, joka@globalleadership.co.za, our website, www.globalleadership.co.za. I think those are the two things that you can go and look. I'm not going to mention the cell phone because it gets...
No, we don't know if you're in the market like Mr. Martins is. So
no, I'm not. I'm married.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. And then, Siphosethu, where can people reach you?
Okay. We can reach us on social media. Our Facebook page is S. Martins Agencies. You can call our office line 041-484-1151. You can reach us on our WhatsApp, not my WhatsApp, my office WhatsApp. It's 060-8930-694. Email us at admin@smartinsa.co.za. So yeah, we are available.
Okay. Well, a round of applause for the two gentlemen here. Okay. No, you're not. You're still in the hot seat, guys. Any questions? Any questions? I knew you were gonna have your hand up, so I know you were number one already. Okay. So anybody besides? There's another question. So we'll start with you, ma'am, and then we'll go to you as well. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Let's just take the two for now. Just, ma'am.
Thank you very much, and well done to the two gentlemen for sharing your stories. I think if you have academics talking and versus people who are out there practically, you can never compare the two. So thank you so much for sharing that. With this being a digital youth festival, I think something that I missed out of your presentation was the use of ICT in your business to make it better. So if you can just talk about that, because we want to know how youth are doing work differently from us, the older generation, using digital transformation. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting. As everyone knows, that we are now in the fourth industrial revolution, and everyone needs to adapt and get on the wheel. For either your business or either yourself, the way that we operate and the way we do things has drastically changed. Fortunately for us in the accounting sector, also it has changed for us. It's for the good and it's for the bad, because the change came in a time whereby, in terms of readiness, I would say as a country, we're not as ready as we're supposed to be. Some of the systems that we use now, I mean, we used to do bookkeeping manually, take bank statements and do the capturing manually. Now the systems have changed. We're using online systems now. We've got softwares that we are using to improve the way that we're doing accounting, we're doing bookkeeping. And unfortunately for some, that some of the fields or some of the careers that some have are going to go away and fade because of the fourth industrial revolution and because of the effects of technology. And one needs to be ready as a business, and one needs to be ready themselves, because now most accountants are running out of jobs because we've got systems that are doing everything that an accountant is employed to do. We just upload bank statement, you just slips and everything it's done now with using software. So I'm going to say again and emphasize the self-development and aligning yourself to what are the trends in terms of your business, what are the trends in terms of what the industry that you are in, and how can you contribute as a business. You need to be very smart and creative as to how do you align yourself and in terms of the technology shift for your business. Thank you.
Yeah, what a lovely question. I think for us, two things. So, in fact, three things. So we've made like we've become very intentional about innovation and the use of ICT to such an extent that in our meetings we have a section where we just discuss and we sit and check with the team about how can we innovate and how can we do what we do in a better way so that our customers get better value. And out of those meetings, number one, what my colleague was saying, now we've been able to shift our project management systems to completely an online-based system where we don't keep files and stuff, everything is online. But the most recent exciting project that we're working on, we do business plans, and our most expensive business plan is 20,000 rands. And we understand that not everyone can afford to pay that. Now we're working on designing, a platform where we can upload all of our templates and where, young people, startups can buy, business plans that would speak to exactly what they're looking for at the fraction of the cost. So those are some of the two things out of all of the other things that we're doing just to embrace 4IR, ICT, and innovation. And the platform that I'm speaking about is monday.com. So I'd recommend it to young people, to other entrepreneurs. Monday.com. I think there's also Asana, so you can go and check it out. For instance, working from home now. With working from home, I can check on what my staff is doing. I can check on the progress that they're making. I can check if things are done at a certain time and what needs to be done. So monday.com and asana.com.
Okay. Ma'am, is that... Oh, you've moved.
Yes.
Oh, you want to be closer? Okay. I'm afraid now. Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'd like to ask you, Rotmani, sorry, I forgot your name.
Luphumlo.
I'd like to ask, since you say you have a book on leaders, now my question is, yes, there are leaders now. Is there no other way to have better followers? Because seems like everyone wants to be a leader. Now, as a business leader, an owner of your business, could you be able to have great followers so that they can follow into your leadership?
Could I be able to have better followers?